Welcome, YouTube family. Today is a special episode. We have a guest, Sahil, filling in for Masi.
So, guys,
Welcome to the club.
yo,
Welcome to the GSR podcast. A lot to dive into. Obviously, Laker Heat. We'll touch base on that. What's going on with the Yankees? NFL. We're gonna do the recap of Week 3 going into Week 4. Wait, did I get that right? Oh, sorry,
5.
Week 4 getting into Week 5. So much going on. So many sports. It's hard to keep up a little bit. But yeah, let's kick it off with Laker Heat. Like we said in the last podcast, I think only Mossy had that as a sweep. Most of us had Lakers in 5, and it looks like they're going to get crowned as champions on Friday.
Mamba jerseys are coming out.
yeah, man, you already know. I was surprised to see that, though. Mo told me about that before. About them switching to the black unis. I think it'll be interesting because the Heat are going to come out with guns blazing. Everybody's on 2 more days rest, but I think that our predictions hold tight in Lakers in 5, and AD has a game of his life and wins MVP, baby. Let's go, Anthony Davis.
Oh yeah, if Mossy's watching this at home, you know he's gonna be like, LeBron should get MVP. But I agree in one aspect. Yeah, Anthony Davis has been balling outside of his game 3 where he wasn't that great. But he's putting in work, man. He's putting in work.
He had that 3 dagger. Everybody saw that. Bang! That announcer, by the way, that says bang. And oh, my God. What's his name?
Mike Breen. But honestly, I think what won them the game was KCP. Like, he scored 5 straight points to put them up 7. Like, this guy was a scrub, legit, in the regular season.
He was getting so much.
Yeah, he was getting so much hate. And next thing you know, he's hitting a 3. Then he has a drive-in layup on Duncan Robinson. And I told, like, my brother Raza, yo, that closed out the game right there. That was it.
Yeah, it did. That corner 3, right? Because I think the sequence before was LeBron tries to hit a 3. LeBron, please stop shooting that 3 from the top of the key. Unless it's within the first 3 quarters. Don't shoot that in the 4th. Oh, my goodness.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Jimmy Butler goes and shoots that corner 3, misses. LeBron drives. Duncan and Hero plays, sits inside. KCP and always in the corner, and that's it. That's all she wrote.
But I think, one thing to talk about really, though, is Jimmy Butler right now, the way he's playing. I mean, that guy's elevating himself, to me personally, to a superstar status. Where would the Heat be without him right now? They'd be swept.
Yeah, and honestly, the role players are not playing that great. They're shooting worse than the Lakers. So, like Jay Crowder's 0 for 5. Hero sounds like he was good, but he was only like 6 for 18, and like most of the work was coming towards the end. But at that point, it was too much because Lakers had 10 free throws in the 4th.
They're missing Dragic.
When Heat had 2. Yeah, honestly, Kendrick Nunn's putting up what, zeros? Yeah, Kendrick Nunn can't shoot, and that's killing them.
Dragic's been having a good playoff.
Yeah, it's high-pressure situations for rookies at the end of the day. Like, Hero and Nunn are both rookies, and they're both on this huge stage against LeBron James and Anthony Davis, which we all know this. At some point, they were sitting at home watching these guys, and now they're on the same court trying to dethrone LeBron's legacy.
Right.
And, like, take a championship away from Anthony Davis. Like, that's a hard thing to do. Right? For Jimmy Butler, it's probably nothing. He's like, all right, cool. Like, I got to play these guys. I want this too. But for these other kids, even Duncan Robinson, it's hard to come off a screen and hit a 3 in front of Anthony Davis or LeBron or KCP or Rondo for that matter and just splash in their face and be like, yeah, I'm better than you. Like, you can't just do that to these guys. They're veterans, and they're just too good.
Honestly, that's the biggest thing. I think is experience. You have one team with no finals experience and one team that has, like, 5 guys, and they have, like, I think one individual for every final year since 2007.
That AD block on Jimmy at the end, that's all you had to know.
That's it.
He was getting that layup every time against the Celtics, but not coming in AD's pain with that.
Didn't, like, AD had, like, 3 blocks that game? 4 blocks or something like that? 4 blocks? Yeah.
He was on Jimmy. Like, he's like, you're not having another 40-point game on me.
So, what chance would you give the Heat to win Game 5?
20%. I give him a 20% chance.
20% chance?
Go ahead.
0. The Mamba jerseys.
I give them 40% due to the fact that since they bring out the Mamba jerseys, they're just putting bad pressure on themselves that they didn't have to, honestly. So they have to close out, and sometimes that pressure might backfire.
They undefeated in that jersey. That's it.
I know. We'll see.
It'll be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But moving on to the Yankees. So we're all rooting for the Yankees. We're hoping they could be the New York team that brings this city, this tri-state area, a championship. But it's not looking good. Obviously, Game 2, Sahil, Mike, Mubasha, you guys know more baseball than I do, so please break it down for me. What was the idea of going with Garcia, and then after the first inning, you bring in Hap? I think they should have. Me personally, I don't know baseball to that extent, but as far as I know, he only allowed 1 run. I think you should have gave the kid more time. What everyone is saying is this is an analytically driven team, and this was already predetermined before game number 2. So I'm going to leave it to you guys to put knowledge on me and what happened there.
I mean, for me at least, you look at it now, analytics can be wrong sometimes. Like, if we're being straight up about it, we have a bunch of players that, who would think that Stanton would be doing what he's doing right now, right? Analytically, it would say that he wouldn't be doing that right now. It would take him till the end of the series to accomplish that. And I think that, the analytics here aren't going to help us against a Rays team that's super heavy hitting. And you got to find a way to take him out. Sure, you want to give Tanaka that type of leash. That's probably a better idea after what we're seeing is going on right now in this very moment, because he notoriously can get through a first inning and then he gets shelled and then he was able to come back. But at the same time, with Garcia being out there, you don't know what he ends up being able to do. And Hap is the worst person to put on the mound.
Yeah.
The kid lits up the long. He gets lit up by the long ball, lit up, and his team that's what they hit. So you're analytically putting a guy out there on the mound that's gonna get killed by a home run hitting team. So to me that was a move that didn't make any sense. And I think that analytics might lose us this series versus get us to the finish line.
Personally, I think their biggest downfall was trying to pull a move on someone that created the move. Who does that, right? Tampa Bay Rays was the first team to start this trend of having someone to open up a game and then pull that starting pitcher. I told you guys earlier before, the Rays have a salary cap of $50 million. That's 4 times less than the New York Yankees. So when you're just thinking about it, this team is literally built how to play this game. You can't go analytics when all they do is analytic. So they tried to be smart. Brian Cashman tried to be smart instead of just using what it's always taken him there, like Tanaka. If he just played Tanaka on his normal rest, this wouldn't have been a problem. And he tried to pull something that these people were already prepared for. Because if you look at the game, these guys did not even take out one individual hitter. And the righties that they were supposed to get pressured on, they hit 2 home runs. So you just shot yourself in the foot. Because the Yankees scored 5 runs. That's enough runs to win you a game. So that plan extremely backfired on them.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just never liked Hop. It's what did he show you all season to put you and make you put him into that position against your division rivals, who probably know him better than any other team in the playoffs?
So aside from pitching, as you mentioned, they brought in enough runs to actually win this game, but they left a lot to be desired. There was opportunities there, and I don't know what's going on with Aaron Judge. Most importantly, Gary Sanchez is nowhere to be found. So what would you guys say as far as switching up the lineup? Should someone pinch hit for Gary? What are your thoughts on that?
Personally, I always have said this. As much as I love the Yankees lineup, they're not really made for postseason baseball for the simple fact they're just looking to hit home runs. Look at the previous winners. They put that ball into the floor and just get hits after hits. They lost that Boston Red Sox series in, I think, 2018, just for the simple fact these guys are looking for home runs every time. Just look how LeMahieu's killing it. What is he doing? So simple. Just get on base and let the next person bring you home. No one has to hit that one hit bomb, and that's pretty much what the Yankees are looking for. Sanchez goes up there and he's just trying to hit a bomb. I'm like, just put the ball into play and let something happen. You're just shooting yourself in the foot, just striking out. Frazier strikes out. I know they got hurt with the judge. I mean, the umpire. That was just, I don't know what he was on. That was bad. But in general, I think postseason baseball comes to pitching and timely hitting. And the only person that's kind of doing that right now is LeMahieu.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely agree with that. I think the biggest piece there, after watching that game with Clint Frazier and Aaron Judge, it was almost like, what are you guys swinging at? This guy was super nervous on the mound. He's walking off, right? You can tell that you have this guy pretty much on the ropes in that situation. So for Clint Frazier to pretty much stand there wouldn't have been a big deal. You're swinging at a high fastball. For what? You're already a short guy. What are you doing?
Yeah.
The ball's by your eyes, man. Like, at the end of the day, the umpire's going to give that call. And Aaron Judge, for some reason, just makes it across your table. I need you to listen. Stop swinging down. You don't need to do that at all. Like, the guy would have walked you. You had it. But we don't need the home run to get you through. LeMahieu got on base he loaded the bases again, right? Well, he loaded the bases at that point.
I think he got first and third on a single up the middle.
Yeah.
On the first pitch, right through the middle.
Yep. So we had everything that we needed. All we needed him to do was get on base, and everybody else too. But I think, for me in that sequence, it started with Frazier and what he did, swinging at that high fastball, and that changed the momentum because I think it was Frazier, Sanchez, LeMahieu, and then Judge.
I don't think Sanchez is the player right now.
Yeah, he's not getting it done. Just keep Higashioka, whatever that other kid's name, and just keep him in the game.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, postseason baseball is all about like situational baseball. You can't bring in that regular season mentality. And like, look at the Rays; they know how to adapt to their situation. And their reliever who strike out the side, next inning comes, he'll put two on base. Oh, bring the next guy. Then he strikes out the next three guys. Then it's just like
that's what happens when you have a team like that. Yeah, they're just looking for home runs, so they're gonna naturally just strike out instead of just hitting contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's see what's going to happen.
Yeah, Yankees are done.
I'm assuming you saw the score right now. Is that why you say?
Yeah.
They don't have the pitchers.
Right now, they're down 5-1, bottom of the fifth.
You have Garrett Cole, and then you have Tanaka. Tanaka hasn't been the same. Who do you have? You have a bunch of no-name players at that point.
Montgomery starting next game.
Bro, Glasnow, Snell, and
then,
Morton.
And there he goes again. Low swinging strike on a curveball, 79 miles per hour. Judge strikes out once again.
Yeah.
And guess who's on base? DJ LeMahieu is on base, just as normal, just as scheduled.
Well, let's hope they could pull a rabbit out their hat and hopefully get a couple of wins here and move forward. But it's hard going down 2-1. We'll see what happens. Anyways, moving forward to the NFL, the COVID-riddled NFL. It's crazy, guys. Before we jump into the recaps of Week 4 going to the preview of Week 5, this COVID thing is hitting NFL pretty hard. I thought it hit baseball hard with the Marlins, but right now Tennessee's been getting hit hard. The Patriots have a few players that tested positive. I think Raiders as well. What do you guys think will ultimately happen? Do you think it's a possibility that NFL could shut it down for a few weeks to get everything under control? Will they send out heavy fines? What are your thoughts?
I think it's kind of a combination of everything. I think fines are definitely imminent, especially for the Titans, for what happened with them. Unfortunately, I don't see the NFL shutting down just because of the way that those owners are and just that organization is within itself. I think that they'll kind of let that COVID situation run rampant. I see the NFL being more of the type to be like, herd immunity is what's going to save us, right, instead of actually, getting us to where we need to go. So, but we'll see, right? Who knows? I think that this is kind of happening at an alarming rate. Even as we look at what happened with Mahomes and Gilmore, like Stephon Gilmore,
Yeah.
Who knows how many times that's going to happen, right? Where you might have that mental lapse kind of there. And like Gilmore ends up having COVID, right? Gets tested positive. And the thing I'm curious about also, because this is so random, like on the conspiracy series side, I guess you can say, is does it come out later on that these were like false positives? Who knows?
I heard there was a report of one player having a false positive on the Raiders, but I think something sweat. I don't know. I heard that, but we'll see.
Yeah, man, who knows? Because it's kind of alarming, right? Like all of a sudden, it just spiked like that. Like where did it start? Where did it come from? What's the contact tracing look like for the NFL to figure that out? So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they should go to a bubble, like for the postseason. But regular season, there's no way only 2 teams got it. Like these guys are always meeting with each other and everything. I feel like there's definitely more teams that have it out there. They just haven't. The results just haven't came in yet for them.
It's going to definitely be interesting. Hopefully, it doesn't shut down. Because think about it, NBA is probably going to be done by this Friday, most likely, if not Sunday. You got only MLB for about another month, and then, God forbid, NFL shuts down. No sports till January, man.
It's funny though. Like none of the linemen have really tested positive yet, and those are the ones that are always face to face.
What? That's a good point. That's an
wow.
excellent point.
That's crazy.
I honestly thinking about it like this: football players, they go to big college parties. What do you think these young kids are doing? They're in the NFL. They're definitely going out and having fun.
That's true. Yeah.
It's not the linemen who's picking up the girls. I'm pretty sure it's the younger guys, right?
There you go.
That's messed up. Your linemen are young too, bro. Anyways, so previewing week 4. There was a couple of good games there. Let's start off with the Colts and the Bears. Pretty shocking. I thought Nick Foles was going to really perpetuate this team better than Mitch Trubisky, but that didn't happen. And 19-11 Colts won that game. Any thoughts as to Big D Foles? More like Little D.
I don't really want to judge him yet, just because I think people are sleeping on that Colts defense. So this wasn't really a good game for Foles to try to break out. But
The Bears are just bad. They can't run the ball. If you can't run the ball, how do you think Foles is gonna get on that? Foles did great against the Falcons, but that's the Falcons. Everyone's doing great on them. But these guys can't run the ball. So, and Montgomery has been held up the past couple of weeks. This team is not that great. They have a defense, but that's about it. They couldn't move the ball. I watched it because my brother's a Bears fan. It was gruesome to watch because that last 7 points they got was because the Colts were up 19-3.
Yeah, David Montgomery, 10 carries, 27 yards. Yo, Mitch, man, you'll get back in the game. Don't worry, dog. You'll be all right. You'll be all right, man. You might make it.
Right. Bro, he's done.
Nah, I mean, Foles goes 28 for 42, 240 yards, 249 yards, a touchdown, but an interception. Don't throw picks, man. What I tell y'all on here, do not throw interceptions or you lose games. And Rivers didn't really do anything. I think, it kind of points to Mabash's point about there being a defense. He went 16 of 29 for 190 yards and a touchdown. And they scored 19 points and won the game.
Rivers reminds me of Brady last year.
I think
having that Patriots defense carry the whole team all year.
I mean, that could be accurate, but either which way, this is kind of weird too. And Jonathan Taylor over here from Wisconsin over here breaking out. He's not really breaking out. He only had 68 yards, but I mean, they've been winning games. He's on a 3-1 Colts team.
We call that jersey running.
Jersey running. Okay. Okay.
Moving forward, Joey Burrow gets his first win against
You
the
already
Jags.
know, Big Joe. What's up, baby? I told y'all about my boy. Don't be disrespecting Big Joe Burrow.
33-25 against Gardner Minshew.
The stash loses again.
That was Joe Mixon's breakout game, right?
Sure was. 3 touchdowns, baby.
That just shows when
I know Mixon fantasy carriers are probably happy.
Yeah.
They're on the verge of trading him, and now they're like, maybe I should sit on him.
I dropped 200 points this week because of Mixon.
Nice.
That's dope. Joe Mixon, 25 carries, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. Let's talk about Joe, though. Joe Burrow, not Joe Mixon. Joe Burrow, 25 for 36, 300 yards.
That's like his third straight game of 300
Yeah.
yards.
A touchdown. And Joe, stop throwing picks, bro. You doing interception. Stop doing that. But you're a rookie. You all right. But to be honest, like in all honesty, Joe Burrow is really showing that he deserves to be a starting quarterback in the National Football League. He's showing that this position that he's in right now with the Bengals is something that he deserves. They're 1-2-1, but at the end of the day, like the kid he's not playing lights out, but he's playing really well for a kid that's 4 games into his first NFL season,
Right.
and we only really saw Joe Burrow on TV for 1 year with LSU. Otherwise, he's on Ohio State. He had to transfer to get into the starting position. He's behind all these other quarterbacks. Finally gets his shine, and he's come up into NFL, and he showed that he belongs.
Hometown kid.
Yeah. So shout out to Joe Burrow for real. He's an underdog story, even though he's the number 1 pick, and that sounds crazy, but it's true. It was his first time.
That's an interesting take.
As a college football quarterback of a national championship winning team.
Yeah, so how about the Browns and the Cowboys? And
OBJ.
He
How-
hates the Cowgirls.
how putrid is the Cowboys defense? And they have such a prolific offense. It's unbelievable that they're losing games like this. I mean, Dak Prescott is blowing teams out the water with it's scoring.
This guy threw for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. 500 yards, y'all. 500.
Is it because they have those high-end weapons? He's able to do that. His weapons are serious. But
Lamb.
Bro, he's 41 for 58. 41 for 58?
he's on a mission.
Yo, he's throwing the ball really well.
But like, obviously Prescott's playing amazing, but they're always down. Like even when they're up they're 14-7.
Yeah, the score is misleading.
I
Bro,
know.
they couldn't stop a leak. Like, like what you mean?
It's like 14-7. I'm like, oh, all right, they got this game. Then I turn it back on. It's like 38 to like 14 or something crazy like that. I'm just like, what just happened? Like, and then I look and like, honestly,
They're like onside kick away.
I think the Ezekiel Elliott contract just cemented why you should never play a running back. For the simple fact that that guy's fumbling, he's dropping catches. The only person I would suggest paying is Kamara and McCaffrey because I don't consider them running backs. They're just like
wide receivers that can run out the backfield.
like Kamara has the craziest balance I've ever seen. The guy is like a ballerina out there.
Yo, CeeDee Lamb had 2 touchdowns that game. Amari Cooper, 12 receptions, 134 yards. I mean, let's look at it, man. I mean, at the end of the day, the Cowboys' defense is so trash that there's a statistic on here, guys. You everyone ready to read this one? Jarvis Landry, 1 for 1, 37 yards and a touchdown pass. So let's all think about that for a second. And he threw it to his boy, I think, to OBJ. So as we sit down and, you know, kind of take a second and look at it, I mean, it's hard to say the Cowboys even have a chance because their defense really sucks. Like, it's really bad.
Yeah, and they're saying, "Oh, we're gonna get better." Where?
Yeah.
You're getting lit up. That's what's happening.
When?
Oh,
When are you going to get better?
They just have bad contracts. Look at their defensive end, Lawrence, a half a sack in the last 11 games for a 90 mil player. Jalen Smith cannot tackle anyone unless they're, 15 yards down the field because he chases them from the back. Van Der Esch injured. These guys just giving out bad contracts.
They're giving up, like 40 a game?
I think that's an understatement.
Yeah, just about, though. For real.
Another interesting game. Chargers versus the Buccaneers. I know it's like we're always talking about Brady, but that was a game that started shaky for Tom Brady with that. He threw a pick six.
He threw another interception, y'all. If you've been following, Tom Brady threw another pick. Put the alarm on, baby. Put the alarm on.
But he redeemed himself with 5 passing touchdowns, and Justin Herbert is looking good. He is looking good, man.
But I tell y'all, it's an Oregon product, baby.
Honestly, I think it's just these defense didn't have enough time to get ready, and everyone in the offense is letting them up. I mean, what? Like, come on, think about it. Everyone's dropping points. The over right now is so crazy right now that it went 7-3-1, and like the sports books, they still haven't adjusted because everyone's going over.
That's true. I mean, Herbert played really well, though, as we look at that game on its own. 20 of 25, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns. He threw a pick. Oh, God. But, you're right. First of all, everyone's going over. It's like these defenses can't adjust to anything. Unless you're the Cowboys defense, you're just not a defense at that point. But, the Chargers look, they're 1-3. But they have like a good looking 1-3. It was 31-38. So it's not like they didn't put up points. They did their thing. They lost by a touchdown. That's a lot of points technically. But at the end of the day, you're playing with some rookie kid that just kind of is coming out there.
And they lost Eckler, right?
And and they lost Austin Eckler.
Yeah, they lost them.
They lost the game on that fumble towards the end of the half, and that basically swung the whole thing because they were 24-7. Fumble, Brady's looking down, looking up. Oh, I'm back on the field. That won them the game right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Another game, Eagles, 49ers. Eagles finally get their first win under Carson Wentz.
Okay, Carson.
Eagles.
Okay.
But then, how much is it that, Nick Mullins, everyone thought, ooh, like, he's the, who needs Jimmy Garoppolo? Yeah, you need Jimmy Garoppolo because he got benched for, I don't even know his backup's name.
CJ Beathard.
Yeah, it's CJ Beathard.
Out of Iowa, baby. Let's go.
In all honesty, I want to tip my hat off to Carson Wentz because I know none of you guys know any of the wide receivers.
Not even the Eagles know the wide receivers.
Ertz is getting.
He doesn't know their names.
Ertz getting triple team, offensive line. I think I could go play out there because that's how bad they are. So, honestly, all the Wentz haters, they need to relax because this man is doing what he did last year. He's putting literally the team on his back. They have nobody.
That last touchdown pass was a dime.
Who's Hightower? What's his name? Hightower? No one knows him. That's what I'm saying.
Ward?
Fulgham?
Fulgham?
I'm like, what?
Bunch of no names.
And just so you know, Giants fans and Dallas fans, Philadelphia.
We'll get to that.
Leads your division at 1-2-1.
I know.
It's that tie that saved them.
Word, that tie. How about the bad man Aaron Rodgers?
Oh my
against the
Lord.
Falcons. Jeez.
Tanyan putting up 3 touchdowns.
Baby
my
Kittle.
God.
And
Baby
how about Aaron Rodgers? Talk about someone that doesn't have Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard, and MVS is like nowhere to be found, and he's still like just rocking teams. He's on a mission too.
Yo, I mean, you sit down and think about it, though. I don't know if you guys saw Devontae Adams' tweet. How he's like, I guess other people know my body better than me.
He had to pull it down.
Yo, at the end of the day, like, I think that Aaron Rodgers stays with what he has right now, and you let all these guys get healthy.
And they're on a bye week this week.
Yeah, you let Lazard, you let Devontae get fully 100% healthy,
And then
ready
it's
to go, and then you just light up everybody.
They have the best offensive line. They have a great running game, and they have receivers. Like that's why, like, I give props to Rodgers, but honestly, MVP is Wilson because he has no offensive line, and he's still raking out there.
Rodgers came out this week saying, "Oh, everyone was expecting me to have an off year." He's like, "An off year for me is a record year for most quarterbacks."
Yeah, he did say that.
Sheesh.
I agree there. But he is making a case for MVP this
43 points, 42 points, 37 points, 30 points. They've scored more than 4 touchdowns in every single game they've played.
11, 12 touchdowns, 0 picks.
Yeah, he does.
You see Tom Brady? That's what it looks like to be great. Come on, dog. Get on the train. Come on, let's go.
With that being said, we're going to take a quick time out. We'll be right back after this. We're back. So, before we hop into week 5, how about that Patriot-Chiefs game? If Cam was in that game, I think the Patriots probably had a good chance of winning it.
I was telling him on the way here, I was like, the Chiefs knew Cam wasn't playing. I think if they knew Cam was playing, they would have been more prepared. You know, they would have came out like a real game. Because they knew Hoyer was playing, you know, they didn't take the game as serious, which kind of showed on the field. They were dropping passes. Their routes were, like, mixed up. You don't really see that from the Chiefs' offense.
I can agree to a certain extent there. I think that you don't know how they end up getting up for that game. They could have also blown us out and, at the same time, and our defense played pretty well still, but I can see that being as like you kind of take your foot off the gas pedal. But I think if Cam was there, we had a better shot than what we did. I mean, you have Jared Stidham and Brian Hoyer looking like hot garbage out on the field. Like that looked bad, terrible. It was honestly, it's kind of embarrassing with both of them out there because the whole narrative was like, oh, Jared Stidham is going to be the next Patriots quarterback, and Brian Hoyer is back, and this is great. Why did the Patriots sign Cam Newton? Well, probably because the other two guys on the field suck. So let's just keep that in mind, for what's going on there. Yeah,
$400,000?
Yeah, something crazy
without bonuses.
Yeah.
So, I think Patriots would have won, honestly, because like what everyone is forgetting is Bill Belichick has played the Chiefs like 3 times in the last 2 years, and including the playoffs. So he knows how they work. And if you notice, Patriots always give them fits in the first half. So yeah, they might have like took the foot off the pedal a bit. But I think Bill knows what he's doing. Like, if he sees you more than once or twice, that's it. He's going to scheme that up, and that's pretty much what happened.
I could agree with that.
Great points. Let's see if Cam comes back. Hoping he's healthy. Might be the AFC Championship match.
Stop partying, Cam.
You never know. All right, guys, before we get hopping into Week 5 preview. So here's something interesting. There's 6 undefeated teams and 4 winless teams. So I want to ask you guys, who do you think is going to get their first loss? It's going to be Steelers, Titans, Bills, Packers, Chiefs, Seahawks. These are the undefeated teams. I could give you the schedules for those teams if you like.
I don't need the schedule. Titans losing. They've been hit with COVID the last 2 weeks. Everyone's injured. Everyone has COVID. Their defense got torched by the Vikings, Jaguars. The Buffalo Bills are hot right now. They're going to blow them out the waters.
I second that statement.
I didn't even know they were playing each other this week, but yeah, if they're playing the Bills, that's it. They're getting their first loss.
Red hot Josh Allen, baby.
So I guess we're all on the boat that the Titans will get their first loss. So the winless teams are the Falcons, Texans, Giants, and Jets.
Yeah, I see how the Bengals not on that list, right? Just want to mention that. Sorry.
Oh, my God.
Houston's winning. They're playing the Jaguars. They just fired Bill O'Brien. Terrible GM.
Finally.
Terrible coach, literally. And other than that, whenever someone gets fired, the team usually comes out and performs because they're like, hey, we don't need that guy, clearly. And, yeah, they're definitely going to beat the Jaguars.
I second that statement as well.
I think Houston's winning too, but I also think the Giants are going to beat the Cowboys.
Let's go!
We're putting up 45 on them.
Let's go!
I don't know who's going to be on our offense, but we got this.
I think I could score on the Cowboys at this point. Put me in slot.
All right, Week 5 preview. Our first Thursday night game, Buccaneers Bears.
Bucks
by 10.
So Nick Foles owns Brady, so I'm going to go with the Bears.
Ooh! Hot take. We got to put that
was
in the
kind of
button.
embarrassing. Okay, whatever.
All right. Kicking off on Sunday, Panthers, Falcons.
Panthers
Sneaky 2 wins in a row. I hate it, but they're just doing it somehow. Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy B.
And then, I got Panthers too. It's hard to count on the Falcons, to be honest. Even if they have a
Did
lead.
you see that 1 4th down play the Packers had where every single one of their players was open? Literally, Rodgers steps back. It's a 4th and 3. The tight end's open. Both receivers are open.
So
he could hit any one of them.
how does Dan Quinn still have a job is the real question.
culture. It's all culture. You lose a culture where I know they're losing and everything, but they have a specific culture in that organization that keeps them on track. As unlike Bill O'Brien, who was causing like fractured relationships with his team, with the team.
His players, yeah. I think that's a very big thing, honestly. But the thing is also, like, I don't know how they're so bad. Like, they just blew like 2 leads, and they have so much talent on the offensive side, but I guess that's what happens when you pay the offense side and not defense. A
They
la
got
Cowboys.
like a D2 defense back there.
I was thinking more D3 though.
That's messed up. All right. Here you go. Your boy Joe Burrow versus Lamar Jackson.
Joe, I love you, my boy, but you losing that game.
Oh,
That defense is just
no conviction for your
it's,
boy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's playing Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens don't have like a slouch defense, you know?
Yeah.
I think he can still throw for like 250, 300, but it's going to be a tough game.
What do you guys think the score of that game is going to be?
I think Ravens by 10.
35-17, Ravens.
Ravens are amazing against terrible teams. That's one of the things that no one really looks into, but they just beat up on bad teams badly all the time because they could get ahead. That's the biggest thing when you look with Lamar. If he gets ahead, you can't stop him because they can just run it down your throat. And when they're playing against better teams, when they're down, Lamar has to throw, and that's a whole different game.
Can't count against Lamar Jackson, especially when he has a lead. It's only if he's down in half, you might have a chance. Jaguars, Texans.
I think we covered
The
that.
garbage
We covered that. Raiders, Chiefs
It's going to be a close game. They always get close. Like,
in division game.
yeah, always. Look at the Chargers versus Chiefs. It's going to end up, division games always end up close, especially with Kansas City. Like, the last couple of years, I remember, like, Kansas City won on a last-second drive against Oakland. It's just weird, but that's just how the game turns out.
I see KC blowing him out.
Yeah, I don't know. After the game against the Patriots, I think how they came against the Ravens, I see KC doing the same thing.
13-point favorites.
Don't look at this spread all the time. I mean, it's gonna come. It's gonna come down to this: if Oakland can run the ball, because Kansas City can't stop the running game, and if the thing is, Oakland's offense line is hurt, but if they're healthy, they have the best offensive line. So if they could just run it down the Chiefs, they'll play their style game and they'll keep it close.
Next game we got up is the Broncos Patriots.
Is Cam Newton back? Is he back?
How about that guy Ripken? Is that his name?
Yeah, Brett Rippin.
I don't
State.
think Cam is coming back for this game.
I think he should be back. He should be back.
Isn't it
Yeah.
like what, 2 weeks?
No.
Did they announce a starter?
You just have to pass 3 tests.
Unfortunately, even as a Patriots fan, if you have Stidham and them running out on the field, I just can't pick us. I just think they're bad.
No. I have Patriots with Stidham, Horde, doesn't matter. I think Broncos have nobody. Everyone's injured. Defense is trash. Bro,
That's
the
true.
Jets put up like 29. No.
They
The
gave
Patriots.
a 40-yard run to Sam
Yeah,
Darnold.
Patriots are not the Jets. They're going to punch Broncos
They
right
are
in the
lucky
mouth.
Cam Newton's not playing.
Jerry Jeudy, 10 receiving yards.
I just Cam needs to come back. I don't know. I can see Brian Hoyer throwing 3 interceptions on the goal line.
He's not throwing. They're just going to run it.
I hope so.
Well, the Patriots are currently favored 8 points on that game.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, they can probably cover that, but I just have no faith in those 2 quarterbacks. I'm just disappointed in them.
And rookie quarterbacks against Bill Belichick, like what, 0-18 now?
He's going to eat them alive.
That's-
How about this one? Cardinals versus the woeful Jets.
Come on, let's skip that.
And mind you, Sam Darnold is hurt. He's not playing. It's
Yeah.
Joe
Joe Flacco. Hey, but Cardinals lost 2 games in a row. Are they overhyped?
Oh yeah, what's going on with our boy Kyler Murray and good-looking, high cheekbone Cliff Kingsbury?
Very
Kingsbury,
overhyped.
Whatever.
I don't think
Overhyped.
they're overhyped. They only lost by
They're a work in progress.
Lions by 3.
Yeah.
They don't expect to really do much, but I know one thing: they expect to beat up on them Jets.
What
It's
do
a good bounce
What
back
do you
game for
think
them.
the line on that game is?
It's 7 and they cover it
Oh, you saw it.
with sparkling colors.
You think Joe Flacco throws a touchdown? Because I
think
can't
Joe-
see it.
I think Joe Flacco throws 2 picks.
We'll see. We'll see. Eagles Steelers.
Steelers after a bye week, I'm taking them.
Yeah, true.
Philly doesn't have anybody.
And Philly's on a short week.
Yeah, I'll take the Steelers.
Let's see what the line is for that game. Oh,
8, right?
7.5.
Close.
Wow. Okay.
Steelers are kind of getting slept on.
Yeah.
They're like that quiet 4-0 team. or 3-0.
3-0, yeah. They got screwed over with that COVID thing because they didn't know what to do till Thursday. So
Like Big Ben is quietly like making. His
I mean,
impact.
it's that defense, right?
Yeah.
Steel curtains. Well,
might
not
win the
steel
division.
curtains, but
They
it's
could.
still a good defense. Next game, we also covered this: the Bills versus the Titans. I mean,
Buffalo,
everybody on Titans got COVID.
Yo, if you
so
guys need
like,
me, call me.
Let
yo,
me
you
know.
sure
I'll
about
sign
that?
a
You wanna
day
contract
contract.
The COVID, man. But I don't even know if that game might happen.
I
That's
doubt it.
That's uncertain. There's stories.
What did they do?
and Sources coming out that because they have COVID, that game might not happen.
I saw they were practicing like unofficially, like some of the players.
But what do they do if Titans miss another game? Because one team's gonna be left with 15 games, and the rest
I
gonna be
think you
left with
have
16.
you gotta give them the L. You
Yeah.
have to take the L. I'm sorry.
I heard about that too, the forfeit. But I don't know.
Corey Davis got it.
Told you.
Oh, I gotta fix my lineup.
He's on the reserve. He's on the reserve COVID list today.
I saw on Indeed.com Tennessee Titans looking for wide receivers.
Oh snap!
Good one.
Rams versus the Washington football team, who benched. No, not even benched. Like he's off the team practically. Dwayne Haskins. He's not even.
Who's the quarterback?
Kyle Allen.
Kyle Allen. What
and
is that?
his backup, Alex Smith.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. What? Why did he slide to number 3?
I don't know because
Something is going on.
Alex Smith with a broken leg got up to
if
2.
Alex Smith gets in the game and he gets hit, I'm convinced his leg is coming off. Poor guy, man. Come on. The guy wasn't even walking like a couple months
I
ago.
cringe every time I see him walk. Like,
They said he almost died on the.
Yeah, his nerve, I think, got
Yeah.
like pinched.
So that's crazy. I mean, what's going on with Dwayne Haskins? Like this guy was
overhyped.
And I
No, overhyped.
wait, no,
overhyped.
wait.
After what he did?
Hold
Play
on.
for Ohio State, you're surrounded with weapons. Every quarterback on that team always has first rounders.
Yeah, but he broke a Big Ten record.
I don't believe it.
Okay,
How can you not believe it? Look it up.
He plays in the worst division in the NFL.
I side with Mubashir, but then again, like he doesn't. Our outside of McLaurin, offense line's kind of
Who
hurt.
was his wide receiver in college?
Yeah, he had McLaurin there too, I believe, and like Paris Campbell and those guys. But in general, like they just did him dirty. Like his PPRs, I mean, his like stats are not even worse than Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, and much of the other guys. But Ron Rivera just does that. Look what he did to Cam Newton.
Good point.
I think Rams is favorite on that one, 7.5. Probably gonna go up. Dolphins 49ers. This one's intriguing. I'm not even sure if Jimmy G is playing this one. I don't think so.
That's gonna be closer than
Yeah.
people expect.
Ryan Fitzmagic, baby.
Yeah,
He's gonna come out with the shirt button down. Like, what's good, everybody?
Why doesn't whoever the backup quarterback is for the 49ers just throw it to George Kittle? The man is not normal.
Every time.
I saw he is number 7th in tight end rankings in fantasy, and he's played only 2 games.
If he runs 5 yards out and you throw him the ball, he's gonna pick up the first down.
That's a fact.
He can't get tackled.
Exactly.
19 receptions, 227 yards.
I bet you he had like 35 broken tackles because the Eagles did not know how to take this man down.
for that game, would you guys be inclined to take Dolphins?
Maybe +8, but not to win the game.
They're +9 right now. I take them +9, but I think Jimmy G's coming back. I think that's why it's so
Well,
high.
they said that he practiced and he has a chance to
I think
play.
Raheem
We'll see.
Mostert's back.
Yeah, if that whole squad comes back, it's gonna be a long day for Miami.
But I saw they announced Fitzpatrick will start this week, so I think this is his last strike. So hopefully he loses, so we can see some Tua action.
I want to see Tua too, but I don't want to see him get hurt.
I don't know just how Herbert and Joe Burrow's throwing.
I know,
need to see Tua
but
out there too.
That's true.
Coming from hip surgery, man, you want
He
to
said
risk
he was
that?
100% though going into like the offseason.
I think it's been over a year and some change. I think they should be fine now, right?
Yeah, he should be all right. I don't know why I don't even know why they're sitting Tua in the first place. I mean, he's the franchise.
No, they benched him because the gruesome schedule. So I think they have an easy schedule
that
coming
makes
up. So
sense.
that's why they're gonna throw him in when they have like 4 terrible teams.
Colts versus Browns, both 3-1.
You gonna back that Colts defense or what?
I'm taking the Colts. Baker Mayfield is not good. Trust me.
I might take the Colts too because the Browns would have had a shot with Nick Chubb, but with Chubb out, Kareem Hunt's good, but he's not the running back. Nick Chubb is who can kill the clock.
That's true. Yeah, I got the Colts.
And yeah, I that's tough for me. Colts is favored by 2, but I don't think Baker Mayfield is the quarterback. I mean, he's got good weapons, so they're really getting the best out of him. And Kevin Stefanski is a good head coach. So we'll see in that game. Giants and Cowboys. Ooh! I know you want to tune in this game.
I'm going to tune in, and the tune I'm going to be singing is the Cowboys winning the game. Unfortunately.
Giants D has been surprisingly good, but then again, our offense is nowhere to be found. No touchdowns in 2 games.
Yeah,
you know what? We might make the Cowboys look like a top 5 defense. So if you're a Cowboys fan, you're probably happy.
I think the defense our offense practice against is better than the Cowboys defense. So our offense is going to get on that field and be like, this is a lot easier to practice.
Is it the practice squad?
Yeah, Giants need to get the ball rolling here. This is after week 4. A lot of, especially with no preseason, most teams, and this is something Bill Belichick says, the first 4 games is almost like a preseason. So Jason Garrett, you're going against your old team. Show up and show out. You're going to be put on notice. Daniel Jones is going to be put on notice. There's no excuses for them not to get a touchdown in the last 2 games. Everybody's getting touchdowns. I think even like freaking Washington team is getting touchdowns. So there's no excuses there. They just got to come out and play hard.
If you want to go with the under, just play the Giants because we can't score.
Jeez. I hope you guys score something. First of all, I just want to, for all of our viewers out there, we are finally at week 4. So now the judgment zone is on, huh?
Yes.
Because we have said that after week
five.
4 is now it's week 5. So this is our week of judgment now
Here we
on
go.
players and teams. So expect for the takes to get a little harsh.
Yes, sir.
AJ Green, you suck.
Hot take.
Vikings, Seattle.
Russell Wilson throws for a tune of 5 touchdowns and 0
They have
interceptions.
this as a Sunday night game.
I mean, I
I'll
think
take
the
it.
Vikings have played a lot better the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, most definitely. Vikings can score, but, I mean, on defense, they have no corners. Harrison Smith's out, so I think Metcalf and Lockett should just run go routes and just catch the balls.
Pitch and catch.
Yeah, and that's funny because Vikings has a defensive-minded head coach. I thought beginning of this year they're still gonna have that good defense, but the way they're looking is just horrible.
They
You
have
got
one-
Russell Wilson, he'll win you the game.
They have one too many replacement players on the defense, and without, preseason, these things really do matter, and it's showing.
And then finally, our last game, the Chargers versus the Saints. Oh man, I don't know, guys, about the Saints.
I think Mike Thomas is back this week, right?
He should be.
I feel so bad for Justin Herbert because he's going up against all these really
Yo.
legendary quarterbacks.
Mahomes,
It's almost
Brady, Drew Brees.
it's almost not fair.
This is the best year because these defenses are not doing well, so he can just lit it up.
Where's the game? In the
Yeah,
New
but-
Orleans.
Superdome?
New Orleans.
Yeah, but that
Oh,
also
man,
means that
it's
his defense is not doing that great either. So
Yeah, but
he's lighting them up and getting lit up at the same time.
But it looks good when he's putting up points at the end of the day. I mean, if they were to lose a close game and he wasn't putting up points, then it would be like, oh, his defense is carrying him. But now we could be like,
No, he's
oh,
been
Justin
making some
Herbert's
good
carrying him.
throws.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's pretty huge. And plus, the Saints Superdome, there's no fans, so is it really the same? I doubt it.
I still got the Saints in that one. If Mike Thomas is back, and Alvin Kamara is just that guy's like out of this world.
He's putting in work.
Did the Saints win last week?
Yeah.
All right,
Down
can we talk
14.
about Traquan Smith? Y'all want to talk trash about my boy Drew Brees, right? Look what he did with what? Traquan Smith? Who knows who that is?
Hold on. If it's not more than 10 yards, then Drew Brees has a chance. Other than that, he can't throw it. I'm sorry.
I don't care about none of that.
Drew?
I don't care about none of that. My boy Drew Brees took Traquan Smith, make him look like a Pro Bowl receiver. Let's go.
He's good for one of those a year, though. Just look it up.
At least one.
And there you have it, guys. That is gonna wrap it up for this week's episode. We want to thank Sahil for filling in for Mossy.
Thank you guys for having me.
Anytime.
Yeah, anytime.
Very short notice.
On short notice.
I was napping.
We hope to have you back in the future.
Hopefully.
So there you go. Don't forget, guys, like, share, subscribe. Catch us on Instagram. I'm Ali, Sahil, Mobasha, and Mike. Peace out.
Peace.